Hey everyone, today we're diving into the latest developments in the UK's economic crisis. The situation is making headlines, and it's critical to understand what's going on and how it might affect you. Let's start with the latest updates. Just recently, the Bank of England raised interest rates yet again, marking the 14th consecutive increase as it battles stubbornly high inflation. Despite these efforts, inflation remains well above the target, sitting around 7.9%, with food prices soaring even higher. This persistent inflation is putting immense pressure on households, making everyday essentials more expensive and stretching budgets to the breaking point. The energy crisis is another major issue. The recent surge in energy prices, largely due to ongoing geopolitical tensions and supply chain disruptions, has left millions of UK households struggling to pay their bills. The government's energy price cap has provided some relief, but many are still facing the harsh reality of choosing between heating their homes and putting food on the table this winter. Adding to these woes is the ongoing cost of living crisis. Wages are failing to keep up with inflation, and recent data shows that real incomes have been falling for several months. This has led to a significant drop in consumer spending, which is hurting businesses and slowing economic growth even further. Speaking of businesses, small and medium enterprises, SMEs, are facing a tough time. Many are struggling with rising costs, particularly for energy and raw materials, and some have been forced to shut down. The latest reports indicate that business insolvencies have hit their highest level since the financial crisis of 2008. The retail sector, in particular, is feeling the strain, with several well-known high street brands announcing closures and job cuts. The housing market is also in turmoil. Higher interest rates have pushed up mortgage costs, making it more difficult for first-time buyers to get on the property ladder. Meanwhile, renters are facing sharp increases in rent as landlords pass on higher costs. The result is a housing market where affordability is becoming a serious issue, leading to concerns about a potential rise in homelessness. So what's driving this economic downturn? There are several key factors at play. Post-Brexit challenges, trade barriers and disruptions to supply chains continue to impact the UK economy. The uncertainty surrounding future trade agreements is also discouraging investment, which is crucial for economic growth. COVID-19 aftermath. The pandemic's long-term effects are still being felt. Government borrowing reached unprecedented levels during the crisis, and now, with rising interest rates, servicing that debt is becoming increasingly expensive, limiting the government's ability to respond to the current crisis. Global economic uncertainty. The ongoing conflict in Ukraine, rising global interest rates, and tensions between major economies like the US and China are contributing to a volatile global economic environment. The UK, being a major trading nation, is particularly vulnerable to these external shocks. What does this all mean for the average person? Simply put, it's a tough time to be living in the UK. People are finding it harder to make ends meet, with inflation eating into wages and savings. The fear of a recession is growing, and many are worried about job security and the future. Looking ahead, the path to recovery won't be easy. The government and the Bank of England are facing mounting pressure to stabilize the economy, but with limited tools at their disposal, the road ahead is uncertain. There's talk of targeted fiscal support, potential tax reforms, and increased investment in renewable energy to reduce reliance on volatile global markets. But will these measures be enough? Only time will tell. For now, it's clear that the UK is in the midst of one of its most challenging economic periods in recent history. What do you think needs to be done to steer the economy back on track? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth analyses on the issues that matter. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates.